Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Vande Guru Nisha Bhakta Nisha Nisha Avatarakan Tat Prakasham Tat Shakti Krishna Chaitanya Sangyakam Vande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sahoditau Gaurudaya Kush Pushpamanatau Chitro Sandau Tamonudau Granthera Arambhakori Mangala Charana Guru Vaishnava Bhagavan Tinirasmarana Dinirasmarana Hoya Vighana Vinashana Anayasa Safala Nija Vanchita Purana Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna, dear Vaishnavas, we will get started here. Sorry for the delay. Caitanya-Caritāmṛta, Adi-lila, chapter number 3, text 56 onwards. So we were talking about this verse, Krishna Varnam Tusha Krishnam, Sangopangastra Parshadam Yagge Sankirtana Prayajanti Sumedasa. So we discussed two meanings of the word Krishna Varna. Krishna Varna means those who, or Lord Chaitanya, who always chanting Krishna, the Varna, the two syllables, always in his mouth. And Varna also means description or to describe. So basically, that's another meaning, who's always describing about Krishna. So let's see what the next shloka is teaching us. Keha tanre bola yadi Krishna varna Aravishena Tara Kare Nivarana. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Prabhupada Ki Jai. If someone tries to describe him as being of blackish complexion, the next adjective, Tvisha Akrishnam, immediately restricts him. So, Tvisha is the complexion, color is Akrishnam. So we're not talking about the blackish complexion Lord. We are talking about the Lord whose complexion was Akrishnam. Krishna also means dark or black. His complexion was not black but the golden complexion, Gauranga. So quite straightforward. Let's see the next one. Yes, Moksha Mataji, you want to read?
Hare Krishna, all devotees, Pranam. Text 57. Deha kante hayateno akrishna varane kahe pita varana. Translation by Sevaya Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. His complexion is certainly not blackish. Indeed, his not being blackish indicates that his complexion is yellow. So maybe here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is being described here as he has come in the form of Sri Krishna but with the color of Srimati Radharani, that is yellow, goldenish yellow. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. So what is the complexion? Pita Varna. Akrishna Varna, or not golden, not blackish complexion, but the Pita complexion. So let's see the next one. This is number 58. Yes, Nandani Mataji, you want to read?
Yes, Prabhu Dandat Pranam, devotees, all praise to Srila Prabhupada. Kalauyam vidvamsaha sputam abhiyajante dyuti bharat akrashnangam krishnam makha vidibhir उत्कीर्तनामये उपास्यं च प्राहुर्यम् अखिला चतुर तस्रमा जुषं सदेवश्चैतन्याकृत कृतिर अतितराम नः कृपयन्तु यतौ. Purport and translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. By performing the sacrifice of congregational chanting of the holy name, learned scholars in the age of Kali worship Lord Krishna, who is now non-blackish because of the great upsurge of the feelings of Srimati Radharani. He is the only worshipable deity for the Paramahamsas, who have attained the highest stage of the fourth order, sannyasa. May that supreme personality of Godhead, Lord Chaitanya, show us his great causeless mercy. This verse is Dvitiya Sri Caitanya-Caritāmṛta 1 from the Stavamala of Srila Rupa Goswami. Hare Krishna. Dhanyavad. So Srila Rupa Goswami, who Prabhupada said is the biggest, he's our acharyas, and he has written many verses and literature. He's our we are Rupanugas, and he's writing this beautiful verse about how Krishna is golden complexion because of Radharani's feelings are upsurging, as he says. Thank you, Prabhu Dandavats.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much. So whatever Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is mentioning in the previous two verses is kind of shared by Srila Rupa Goswami in the Sanskrit language in this verse. So again and again that point is repeated, that his complexion is not dark. He has come in the mood of Sri Radharani and taken the sannyas order, the fourth stage. Stava Mala. Stava is like a prayer, a garland of prayers. Stotra, Stava, etc. Okay, I can keep reading the next one, I guess. Okay, text 59. Yes, Lakshay, Babu, Prabhu.
Yes, Pratyaksha Tanhara Tapta Kanchanera Duty Yanhara Chataya Nasa Ajnana Tamasteti. Translation. One who vividly sees his glowing complexion of molten gold, which dispels the darkness of ignorance.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Lakshay Prabhu. In short, whoever gets this wonderful mercy of Lord Chaitanya, his wonderful mission of the congregational chanting of the holy name, the tamas, the ajnana, the ignorance, the darkness. Ajnana means ignorance. Tamas means darkness, mode of ignorance, will be nasha. Whoever takes the darshan of the Supreme Lord, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who has come in the molten gold, tapta. Tapta means very hot or kind of molten. So this is the power of having the darshan of the Lord, especially this most merciful, most magnanimous, Param Karuna Pahodojana Nitai Gaurachandra, incarnation of Sri Gauranga and Nityam Prabhu. So all the darkness is destroyed. Let's see what happens next to them. Yes, Sampata Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you. Hare Krishna. Jivera kalmasa tamo nasakari bare anga upanga nama nana ashtadhare Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Śrīla Prabhupada, Śrīla Prabhupada ki Jai. The sinful life of the living beings results from ignorance. To destroy that ignorance, he has brought various weapons, such as his plenary associates, his devotees, and the holy name. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, back to you.
Thank you. Very important line. What is the root cause of all the suffering, sinful life is ignorance. Ignorance of not knowing who am I, ignorance of considering the truth as false and false as truth. Asatya rasatya korimani. The whole world practically is in this grip of ignorance. The temporary things, we think that they'll stay with us for eternal. And the eternal things, which includes Krishna's, Bhagavan, Bhakta, and the holy name, his name, Bhagvata. So that everyone considers as temporary. In short, no one spends time to read about Krishna, hear about Krishna, spend time with devotees, to associate with devotees, talk about Krishna, to chant the holy name. These are the eternal things. But due to the false ignorance, I think that no. The job is eternal. The family is eternal. The bank balance is eternal. My wealth is eternal. My car is eternal. And holy name is temporary. This is because of ignorance. But if we take shelter of the movement of Lord Chaitanya, then Jivera kalmashatamo nashok karibari. All the kalmash will be destroyed by taking shelter of devotees, the holy name, and Krishna. The more sincerely we take that, the more faster our ignorance will be destroyed. The more we delay or procrastinate, the slower the process will get. Okay. Yes, 61, Lakshmi Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna devotees. Text 61. Bhaktira virodi karma dharma va adharma tahare kalmasha nama se mahatama. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The greatest ignorance consists of activities, whether religious or irreligious, that are opposed to devotional service. They are to be known as sins, kalmasha. Back to you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you. You want to share something, Mataji, on this verse?
Prabhuji, Prabhupada, in translation, Prabhupada says that the activities, whether it is religious or irreligious, but if they are opposed to devotional service, if it is not a loving service to the Lord, then they are considered as sins because they are the result of the ignorance. And here it is mentioned as kalmasha. So Mahaprabhu has come with his weapons to remove this ignorance. So we do the devotional service, loving devotional service to Krishna. That's what I understand, Prabhuji. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So here interesting words are used that Bhaktira virodhi karma dharma va adharma. In short, whether religious or irreligious, that are opposed to devotional service. Can anyone give example of irreligious activities which are opposed to devotional service or bhakti? They are bhakti virodhi. Can anyone give an example?
Not following the four regulative principles.
Yes, very good point. Meat eating, intoxication, gambling. They are irreligious activities and they are not conducive bhakti as well. Now, a difficult question: what are the religious activities which are bhaktira virodhi, which are opposite to or not conducive for bhakti? Anyone?
Prabhuji, Karm Kand.
Demigod worship.
Karm Kand, yes, a good example. Demigod worship, yes.
And, for name, fame, like getting wish to have name, fame after service.
Yes, after doing something for name, fame, very nice.
Oh, animal sacrifices.
Animal sacrifices, animals or karm kandic rituals, yes. Anyone else? Can anyone give examples where someone did that and where someone did that and still was not very fruitful?
Hiranyakashipu's tapasya, whatever he got, ultimately he did not take him to the ultimate destination.
And 10 offenses to the holy name. It has all the.
And for Bharat, Jada Bharat, they were trying to sacrifice him. So the Kalima, came and actually sacrificed them.
Very nice. All these examples are. Sorry, Prabir Pro, yeah.
Śrīmad did the Ashwamedh Yajna, but it was not conducive for. He was not promoting Vishnu Bhakti.
Okay. Who is the person, Prabhuji?
Śrīmad.
Shukracharya, yeah. Shukracharya. Even a very good example comes in the Bhagavatam. All these are apt examples. Prachini Bhari, right? We read that he covered the whole surface of earth with kusha grass, right? This comes in the Bhagavatam, which is used for yajna. We read that in Canto 5, I believe, or 4. But what was the outcome? No bhakti. So the goal is the rules which are conducive, we have to take those. And the rules which are just so-called rules and not helping us to grow in bhakti, we have to really introspect. Because smartavya satatam Vishnu vismartavya na jatuchit sarve vidhi nishedasya etayor eva kinkara. All the rules and regulations are subservient to two rules. It should help us to remember Krishna, and it should not make us forget Krishna. Sometimes we may get so entangled in the rules, which may be pious rule, which may be a good rule, like all these examples, which may be mentioned in some of the karma kanda processes, but it may not be very good for bhakti. Another example which comes where Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu offered this Jagannath Prasadam to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, who was like the epitome of knowledge, who is so pakka in his rules and regulations. As per the dharma, it's not good to eat just after getting up. You have to do datun or paste, brush, whatever, manjan. But Lord gave him Mahaprasad. And then he immediately honored the Mahaprasad. So, as per dharma, it is incorrect. But if he would have not taken that, it would have been against the topmost religion, which is dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranito. If the Lord is telling something, the Supreme Lord Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving, that is the real dharma. Another example also is Yudhishthira Maharaj. He followed the dharma, But he forgot the bigger dharma, that the bigger dharma is dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranito. If Krishna is telling you speak a lie, that is a lie, that is a truth. The famous Ashwatthama is dead, that example. So discuss this point. I think it's important sometimes to discuss these points which may be a little confusing. But the point is, all these are kalmashas, all these are known as sins. So rather they are mentioned as mahatamaha, great darkness. It will all go away when one follows the Lord Chaitanya's mission. Okay, let's see one more verse. Anyone wants to read? Yes, Sudhir Prabhu, you want to read?
Yeah, sure, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna devotees, Dandat Pranam, all praise to Srila Prabhupada. Bahutuli Hari Bhali Prema Drastye Chaya Kariya Kalmasha Nasha Premate Bhashya. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Raising his arms, chanting the holy name, and looking upon all with deep love, he drives away all sins and floods everyone with love of Godhead. Hare Krishna, beautiful. Please explain.
Thank you, Ruchi. The nice bhajan also. Gauranga Boliya, Gauranga Bhajan. Dubahu Tuliya, Nachiya Nachiya Gaure. Bhaj Gaurango, Kaha Gaurango, Laha Gaurangira Namare. Yijana Gauranga Bhaje, Seyamara Pranare. Dubahu Tuliya. Therefore, we say, right? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. It's not that, Prabhupada concocted this on the Swami's step. It's not that, why don't we do like this, right? Why don't we do like this, right? It's Lord Chaitanya is showing by his example. Raising the arms. It's like a sign of surrender. Mata Draupadi raised her arms. Oh, this famous story. Gajendra raised his trunk, which is like an arm for him. It's kind of a sign of surrender when the police says hands up, right? Hands up means like, I have nothing. I'm whatever you say, I'll do it. So we should chant with great enthusiasm. We should dance with great enthusiasm, expressing that, oh my Lord, I am yours. Whatever you do, whatever you ask me to do, I will do that. Prema drishti chaya. Prema drishti. Lord's glances are full of prema. And we know the famous story, multiple stories. A lot when one gets a darshan of the Lord or the contact with the Lord or his pure devotees, their drishti itself is so powerful that what happens? Kariya kalmasha nash. Kalmash is destroyed and one thing happens. Premita bhasaya. So the impurities are gone and one is inundated with the flood, not just a drop of love of Godhead, with the flood. Lutiya khaya bhandara ujada. Lord Chaitanya and his associates have plundered and opened this floodgates of love of Godhead. They have inundated or flooded the whole world. Patra apatra na dekhi sthan. They did not consider who is qualified, who is unqualified, who is the right recipient. Oh, should we give it the love of God to only the millionaires, or only the males or females, or only people above of US or India, or educated people or poor people? No qualification. Patra na dekhi. Nadikisthanistan. Prabhupada came to New York, Bowery, externally, very, very not so good place. But no disqualification, because this is flooding the whole world with the love of Godhead. So all we have to do is just repeat. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. So you should not feel shy. Oh, I'll not raise my arms, or maybe I'll just little bit, kind of, just to show I'm not, like an outlier. This is a sign of surrender. So we should intensely call out, raise our arms, do Bahutuliya. This is Lord Chaitanya doing. So we should do with great enthusiasm. And not feel shy. Oh, and no one else is doing, so if I do, I'll be outlier. So we should not think like that. We have to follow the process given by Lord Chaitanya, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada, at the age of 70 years, we have seen so many videos. He would loudly and enthusiastically raise his arms and chant and dance. So we should also follow this footsteps. Any other thoughts, comments, any additions? Okay, so